Donc, nous avons un projet qui nous sera présenté par Mélita, qui est au Mozambique, à Maputo, près de Maputo, et un autre projet qui sera présenté par Valérie, qui est à Essaouira, au Maroc. Alors, je ne vois pas exactement qui est prêt. Voilà, Mélita is there. Mélita will present the project, or the ecotourism project in Mozambique. By the way, we'll make very soon in January, we will make a live from there. We will come there to see you. So the floor is yours, Mélita, to present your project.
Thank you. Thank you, Michelle. And it's been really great to be part of this, the Extrapreneur program, and to benefit from Oriane and Michelle avec français, but it's a bilingual program, so I really feel I benefited. We started off actually as it's now our 5th year in Mozambique, and we became part of a resort. We bought some properties there, and as we're working in the renewable energy business, we put solar there, and we started to basically live more closely to the land, which is quite different from most foreigners who are here. Throughout this Extrapreneur project, something that came to the surface is basically the way to benefit people by a systematic approach to skills development. Next slide, please. Yes. So the previous slide. Yes, this one. So basically, this is for now mainly my family and a few friends around. We have developed a regenerative life skills approach throughout this time. This is where we go almost every weekend. It's 2 hours away from Maputo, and it has given us a hands-on feeling both about the ecotourism sector that is booming here, as well as what can be done better. Next slide, please. So again, if we say that extrapreneurs are also big dreamers, they're big dreamers who start slow, but in 5 years, we have a nice acceleration that's before us, which I feel happened for me in the last 2 months. So if we say, let's imagine regenerative and purposeful travel. It's not the travel of busy airplanes, but it's the travel where we know that where we're going, it's a place where it's kind to our wallet, it's not too expensive, and yet we're in a pristine environment and we're contributing to the preservation of this environment. Next slide, please. So regenerative tourism actually is not so new. This whole concept of sustainable and ecotourism is going on for a while, and there's a lot of work going on in further refining and measuring and defining and really ensuring that we can better the planet with anything that we're doing. And so here, what I've been working on is a model of a regenerative resort. So it doesn't have to be exactly this resort. And with the Extrapreneurs, we have identified a number of resorts, whether in Africa or anywhere in the world, that can benefit from this approach to regenerative tourism. The core of it is actually designing something that can be seen as a learning environment. So I've played with a word. It's about learning and earning on multiple levels. And it's a way that we design from the outset, either in an existing resort or in a new one, spaces which are dedicated to continuous life skills development. This means that there's it's an ongoing training where the staff and the visitors are involved in different workshops. And some of you that may know about the circular economy, it's very important to start from the circular design at the outset. And therefore, we have a combination of circularity of products, of people, and the environment. The results is that the guests are happy because they're in an alive environment and they can relax while they're learning new skills, and the surrounding villagers are also happy to not be just servicing a kind of cold place, but they're really part of an environment which is growing for everyone in a special way. Next slide, please. So just another step back is that the tourism industry, as can be witnessed, has become both expensive and it's extremely polluting, because of a certain copy-paste model where we have this group of tourists and they just go from one part of the world to the other, they get their fast food, and basically it's a predictable business model. So the capitalization is on numbers. And unfortunately, as investments follow numbers, this predictable business model is coming here slowly, because Mozambique is unknown still. But part of my dedication to continuing and developing a number of businesses here is to make sure that the development that goes on, at least from the sides that we are working on, really tackles some of the key development problems. And with this particular project, if we're looking at some of the challenges that are handled and that are predicted to be dealt with by the entrepreneurial program, it's environmental pollution, training for future jobs with the new jobs that will be employed, and protection of natural resources. Again, for more details, you can see my slides. So basically, the objective of this particular project is targeted renovation of an existing old resort in South Mozambique, which is in dire need of better management and maintenance. So we've seen over the course of the last 3 years that we've been going there that the place can be most beautiful. Every year it's just becoming worse, and on every level of management possible. And to just employ a hospitality manager is not really doing anything for the environment. So our solution that we're designing is a skills development and exchange program that has a dedicated space. With this dedicated space, there's an energizing way that people are participating, be it in carpentry workshops, in cooking, in food preservation, and there are yoga workshops and kids entertainment. So all of this is made possible because the location is only 2 hours away from Maputo, which is the capital city of Mozambique, and it's 2 hours away from an international airport. So already now, these workshops are actually going on in a lot of places. But by designing both a co-working place and a place which can cater to workshops, we can provide this result. Next slide, please. So this is just to give you a bit further picture. So on the one side, you see this was a festivities space. The resort had a plan to have marriages and festivals, and this is not enough. It's not enough to really sustain all that can be sustained. Therefore, with a multiplication and offering a different series of services, this will bring much more income and therefore provide a better way to expand the activities of the resort. That's the one side. On the other side is a presentation of some of our core business as solar solutions providers. That's solar solutions is just simple solar PV, but we also work with productive use of solar. So this is a solar water desalination plant that you can see. It's a purification of water, which is done using solar energy and a specific purification system. And there are solar coolers as well. So the combination of our experience combined with the design of other partners, we can build what is something that's quite sought after, which is a self-sufficient resort. Next slide, please. So the business model actually can be seen as a business model with a multiplier effect. And if we start with our investment of the houses that we bought and the legal and commercial development that we've been doing for a while, and the solar and water solutions development, we have already a ground for furthering a really important process and model of a different kind of resort. What we have already started requesting, and we have a few offers, are co-development and investment partners. But we're not looking at a typical, just here you go, that's your cash and that's your payback. But we're looking for partners who are looking for innovative tourism approaches, whose value base is on environment and sustainability and community development. So we're quite careful in who do we invite into our circle. The second is co-working space developers, promoters and participants. We all know about digital nomads. Of course, they're traveling. We have met a few and who have been our guests. But it's about a specific design of a co-working space that can cater to being a co-working space in the day, a workshop space in another part of the day. And we have actually already seen a few models in South Africa, little cubicles that can be isolated when something is very noisy. So there's an interesting already momentum of development in process, but we're open to a number of solutions and really the best collaborators. And then the third part is we're really happy to meet many inspiring workshop leaders of any life skill that are inspired by what can be done in Africa, what can be done anywhere in the world, especially the exchange point. Here we have amazing carpenters, but the problem is that they don't have necessarily the machines or the way to preserve the wood, and therefore to make some decent furniture, there's a level of guidance that's possible, that is needed, and therefore there can be master classes organized. There are many other examples of cooking and seamstresses, and there are amazing expertise that's already available. And there can be an interesting exchange that comes from different parts of the world to level up or to bring back. So these are the kinds of leaders that we'll be happy to talk with. There's a huge interest in the following and many wellness activities. There's already quite a big yoga environment and many teachers that are already present here. So it's interesting. It's an unknown place, but it's a place which Mozambique is known by a war. But actually, as we're living here, we see a very different environment. So, and back to the fourth point, which is actually not the core activity of this place, but there is land, and therefore agricultural and food processing development is available, and it would be very beneficial, especially that the restaurant could serve self-grown food. And also it would be additional jobs for the local community and the people who are living there. So these are the four elements that we're open to be in dialogue with. And for those that are already quite interested to know more, we have developed a business model which is detailed primarily in the hospitality, but also with an estimation of some of the services as requested above. And the return of investment would be in 5 years. Next slide, please. And this is just a small picture of the ecosystem of potential allies. And again, if we're looking at regenerative life skills development, we have a very wide array of partners that we can collaborate with. And maybe I would leave that to another time and to those interested to give more details. Again, the next steps. We're already launching mini workshops in our space, as we have I think over 30 already contacts of local and international people that are in Maputo, and they're just happy to take their small groups of up to 8 people to the pristine environment and just to test the skills concept. So they do need an SUV in the last 20 minutes to get there, but then they're in the most pristine environment and clean environment that is available in the world. And as well, we will promote this investment opportunity in a limited way to identify the aligned partners. And so the call to action, I have already said in my previous slide. The team is a bit wider, but the core team, we're here. We have a warm and alive opportunity to both be in Mozambique as Europeans, as well as to invite people from anywhere in the world to basically learn from us. So looking forward to hearing from you.